Hello there and welcome back to my Undermine, Renown, and Reputation guide for patch 11.1 Undermined. In this video, I'm going to go through all 5 reputations that are available inside Undermine and basically just go through all of the reputation gains, all of the different rewards you can get from this, and everything you need to know to kind of maximize your reputation gains in the new patch. But before we jump into that, guys, I do want to shout out the sponsor of this video, and that is Boot.dev. This video is sponsored by Boot.dev. Boot.dev is an online platform where you can learn back-end web development from start to finish in Python and Go programming languages. The smartest way to learn code is to make sure you're never bored, so that you can stick with it long enough to reach your goals. And they know that you can't learn code without actually writing a lot of code and building real projects. Programmers have an amazing earning potential. According to Stack Overflow, the median salary for a back-end developer in the US in 2023 was over $100,000. And programmers often have the option to work remotely or from home. So if this is something you're interested in, you could go to boot.dev and use my code MrGM to get 25% off your entire first year if you choose the annual plan. And thanks again to boot.dev for sponsoring this video. Right, so yes, patch 11.1 is here, and with this patch comes Undermine, a brand new zone with a ton of things to do, including, as mentioned, 5 reputations. Now, this is split up into one major Renown track called the Cartels of Undermine. Then you have 4 minor factions, which are the Goblin Cartels, which, if you had to make comparisons, you could compare it to the pack system in Arshgehet, where you pick one a week, but we'll talk about that in a second. But let's start by talking about the Cartels of Undermine Renown track. This is a 20-level Renown track with various rewards, including unlocks for world activities, crests and valor stones, restored coffer keys, profession recipes, profession knowledge, veteran and champion gear for season 2, a new tabard, a 2-piece enforcer set, which is a helm and shoulders, which looks amazing. They also have transmog sets for each armor type, for cloth, leather, mail, and plate, which is awesome. They also have a mount inside this Renown track, which is the Top Skimmer Special Rocket Mount, which is a new rocket model, which looks awesome. Some customizations for your drive mount, including increasing the max speed of it, and culminating with the explosive title and an enchanted runed Undermine crest for crafting. So kind of the rewards you'd expect from a regular Renown track in the War Within. And the reputation gains for this basically come from anything that you do with the cartels. So you're going to kind of get this passively through just doing all of the things, which I'll list in a moment. But let's talk about the Goblin Cartels. Now, this is, as mentioned, a very similar system to the pack system in Arshgehet. So once a week, you will pick a Goblin Cartel to represent, and that is unlocked across your warband. So once you pick it, that is going to be across all of your characters. Picking one of the 4 Goblin Cartels will unlock world quests in the zone and a special assignment, and these world quests and special assignment will give you reputation for that chosen cartel. So the 4 Goblin Cartels are the Steamweedle, the Bilgewater, the Blackwater, and the Venture Company. And it's worth noting here that any reputation you got previously with the goblins back in Vanilla WoW doesn't affect this at all. So if you are hated by them, don't worry about that. That's not going to change your experience in Undermine. And these reputations are kind of your regular reps with friendly, honored, revered, and exalted, and they are account-wide, which is awesome. So let's talk about some of the rewards real quick before we get into how to gain reputation with them. So once you hit friendly with the cartels, you will get a banner toy representing that specific cartel, which is cool. At honored, you will unlock a custom horn sound for your drive vehicle, which is really cool. I do go into a little bit more detail on this on my drive video, so if you do want to check that out, you can go and hear all the horn sounds and things like that. At revered, you'll be able to purchase a new pet from each of the cartels, which is cool, and you'll have a new toy from each of them, which kind of represents each cartel. And once you hit exalted with the different cartels, you will be able to purchase a unique mount from each of them, which is awesome. You will also be able to obtain the tabard for each cartel, and the final reward that you can purchase is a brand new paint job for your drive vehicle, including red, blue, yellow, and green, depending on the cartel that you purchase it from, and that's just customizable for your vehicle, which is awesome. So yeah, some really good rewards across the Renowns and the reputations. So let's move on to reputation gains. How do you gain reputation? So there are so many different ways to gain reputation. Some of them kind of obvious, some of them not so obvious. So yeah, let's go through them. Now, I don't want to get too deep into numbers here because numbers do change all the time from different hotfixes and PTR builds. But yeah, let's just kind of talk about where you get this reputation, and I'll mention some numbers, but again, could be subject to change because you know what Blizzard are like. So yeah, the campaign is the first one. There are 6 different chapters for the campaign, and each chapter of the campaign will bag you you some reputation. It's around 750 rep per chapter, and of course, the chapters will be locked by time, so I would imagine we're going to probably get the first, I don't know, 3 or so chapters in the first week, and then more will unlock over time in regards to kind of the raid opening and things like that. Beyond that, there are also one-time quests inside the hotel. These are to complete the new delves and complete the new dungeon coming in 11.1, which will give you around 1500 reputation if you complete all 3 of those. Also, in the zone, there are 13 different side quest lines. Each of these will reward 100 to 200 reputation per quest line, and these are one time on your account. Of course, you're going to bag quite a lot of reputation from those side quest lines, and those are just marks on the map if you want to find out where they are. Also, as well, you will have a raid quest to kill Gallywix. This is going to give you around about 1000 reputation, and this is, of course, tied to a later campaign chapter, and you will be able to do this on story mode, which is coming back for 11.1, so if you do just want to do it solo and get that reputation nice and easy, you can complete this on story mode, but of course it is available on LFR, normal, heroic, and mythic if you do want to do that. As mentioned, world quests, so once you've unlocked your cartel, it will unlock a bunch of world quests. So around about 6 world quests will unlock. Each of these will give reputation for your chosen cartel, which is around about 150 rep, and it will also give reputation to the zone-wide Renown, which is around about 50 to 150. And once you've completed 3 world quests, this will unlock the special assignment world quest, which will also give you 200 rep for the Renown and the reputation. Throughout the zone, there are 21 rares to kill. This will give you around about 20 reputation for a non-elite rare and 50 for an elite rare. These are daily, it looks like, so if you do really want to min-max your reputation, you're going to be wanting to kill pretty much all of these rares daily for a pretty substantial amount of reputation if you do continue to do that. For 11.1, they're also adding the Cartels of Undermine to the dungeon quest, the weekly dungeon quest in Donegal. This is going to give you 1.5k renown, and basically any other quests that had like all of the reputations from the War Within in it will likely now have the Cartels of Undermine. So I'm looking at you, weekly world quest quests. So once that comes up, it's likely going to come up. And yeah, so make sure you're checking all of those weekly quests and weekly activities to see if the Cartels of Undermine have been added to those activities. In Undermine, you will have some weekly quests to complete. The first one is Many Jobs Handle It. This is to complete 20 shipping and handling jobs. So once you get your drive mount unlocked and you press the start job button, this will give you an arrow on top of your character. Essentially what this is for you to drive around and just do kind of mini quests. So just follow the arrow, get to an area, maybe kill some mobs or do something random like jumping on bins or something like that, and then kind of move on once that's completed. These are very short, sharp quests, and the weekly quest is to complete 20 of these across your warband. The next one is Urge to Surge. So this is to participate in surge pricing. So this is directly linked to the shipping and handling thing I just said. So every hour on the half hour for 15 minutes, a bar will appear at the top of the screen, and this is very similar to previous world events. So essentially what you're going to do here is just work together to raise the bar. For every shipping and handling job done during surge pricing, this will raise the bar, which will reward different qualities of bags, which contain Valor Stones, Crest, Resonance Crystals, and Gold, which is nice. And for the weekly quest here, all you gotta do is participate, so just complete some shipping and handling jobs during the surge pricing, which is, yeah, pretty easy to do. It happens for 15 minutes every hour on the half hour, so it is happening quite often. Another group of weekly quests are side gigs. These are picked up on the left-hand part of the Undermine map, and these are weekly quests which take you to a new area in Zandalar and a new area in the Ringing Deeps. Now, these rotate weekly between the 2 zones, and completing these quests will bag you some key shards, reputation with your chosen cartel, renown, valor stones, explorer gear, resonance crystals, and crests, depending on the quest. So yeah, just like 4 or so quests, which will take you into that new area in Zandalar or that new area in the Ringing Deeps, which will give you some much needed reputation and send you on a little adventure to some zones perhaps you haven't been to in a while, which is cool. And the final one is a quest called Reduce, Reuse, and Resell. This is to complete 3 scrap jobs. Now, scrap is a zone-wide activity which you can find on the map as a little bin icon. You just run over there and kind of mine the scrap for a little bit. Once you've done it 3 times as it moves around the zone, that will also complete that weekly quest and give you a ton of reputation, which is awesome. Sticking with Undermine, there's also a new system called the Chet system. Now, Chet is a machine inside the Incontinental Hotel. Now, it does say that this is unlocked at Renown 13. However, on the PTR, it was already unlocked. But again, PTR could be PTRing, so perhaps this is unlocked at Renown 13. Regardless, this is actually a pretty cool system where you go up to the Chet machine every week and get a Chet list. Now, inside this list is a ton of different things that you can do, like complete races, kill rares, fish, do a delve, and various activities like that. To complete the checklist, all you have to do is complete 4 of these tasks, and once that's completed, you do have a choice either to hand it straight into Chet for Valor Stones, or you can actually buy a bag from your chosen cartel vendor, and that will give you 500 reputation. So if you are looking for reputation specifically, I definitely recommend completing the checklist and giving it to your rep vendor instead of giving it to Chet. Now, there was also something I noticed called check cards. Now, these randomly drop from delves, it seems, but you need to have 40 of them. And I'm not 100% sure, but it seems like once you have 40 of these check cards, you might be able to do the checklist again, as currently it is a weekly activity, but if you perhaps gain more check cards, you might be able to do it once again during the week. So you might be able to bag yourself another 500 reputation, but again, that's the system we're probably going to see a little bit more about once the patch launches. And speaking of delves, you can also get some reputation from delves. So from a bountiful delve once a week, it seems, you could gain 1000 renown with the Cartels of Undermine. Now, this does come from a bountiful delve and will require a restored coffer key, but it can come from a tier 1 delve if you like. So yeah, make sure you're doing delves at least once a week for a chance of that 1000 reputation. Now, there is a chance you might just get rep with another reputation, but just keep doing those bountiful delves and the Undermine rep will eventually pop off. And that's basically it. That's all the reputation sources that I could personally find. Just want to add a note here. If you are watching this early into patch 11.1, I highly recommend not handing in your weekly quests until the Darkmoon Fair is up, as you will get a extra reputation boost from the Darkmoon Fair. So if you are looking to min-max that reputation, I would wait for the Darkmoon Fair to come up so you can get that extra, I think 10% or something from your weekly activities. And it is also worth saying that there is going to be a contract as well, which will be available on the auction house probably shortly after launch. It is unlocked through the Renown, but I would imagine people are going to blast it pretty quickly and then start selling these contracts, but they are going to be pretty expensive from the start of the patch. But you will get extra renown from all the world quests in Undermine and the world quests in Kaz Algar. But if you're not interested in the Darkmoon Fair or contracts, then just do it normally. But I do feel like this rep will go pretty quickly, and some of the rewards are super nice, so I'm looking forward to doing that. There is also potentially a hidden reputation of the Dark Fuse as well, the Dark Fuse goblins being the bad goblins. Not sure on that. There's definitely some data pertaining to it, so we'll definitely see more of that once more people get their hands on the patch. But guys, that's it. Thank you very much for watching. Let me know down below if I missed any major sources of reputation. This is just from my kind of viewings of the PTR and things like that. But hopefully this will help you out in getting some reputation for Undermine, as there's a lot to grind here. But yeah, if you like this video, guys, please do leave a like on it and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. If you want to support me outside of YouTube, I'm also on Patreon and I'm on Twitter at MrGMYT, and I have a partner Discord channel as well. And I'm also streaming on twitch.tv/MrGM, jumping back into retail content with 11.1. So if you do want to check me out on Twitch, over on twitch.tv/MrGM. And with that, guys, I'll see you next time.